Hello everyone. I am just trucking along here in this crazy place. And we have a lot of freedom right now just to do different things. There's Richard of Gladstone.
Richard, King of Gladstone. Latest descendant.
I really want to adjust these audio options more though, because
of the mortal family entrusted with the safekeeping of the Ruby of Truth and the Shard. Together, these two mortal magic artifacts stand as the ultimate guardians against the falsehoods of all magic.
If he's so keen on detecting falsehoods, why does he think me guilty?
yeah.
The wondrous city of the ancients sank beneath the ocean after the ancients themselves departed. In the era after the disappearance of the ancients, a group of predatory Ruloi established a stronghold in the Claw Mountains. They were able to accumulate much of the ancient magic that had been left behind in the lands. This is Thohan the Brave, greatest warrior of Gladstone during the Dark Army Wars. The broken pieces of his sword are on display elsewhere in the museum. Gladstone legend infers that the next champion of Gladstone will wield the same blade.
Champion Gladstone? Ha! Even should I ignore my wrongs at the hands of Geron, forgive their slurs and find within me a desire to fight for Gladstone, I doubt a broken sword would fill my needs.
Luther's pretty deep, as you can see. He's got a lot to say. He's very opinionated. I mean, he's very cynical. Very different than the characters in the first Lancelot that you can play.
Marguerite Fistone, also known as Scotia, sorceress of the Dark Army. She was the first mortal in 18 centuries to gain control of a major ancient magic artifact. The danger of allowing mortal control of such objects was again clearly demonstrated. Scotia and many others paid with their lives for this folly.
No, Mother. Dear Mother. Where did we go so wrong?
So Luther's got some mom issues.
Kieran is one of the recent heroes of Gladstone. He is often credited with the slaying of Scotia after she abused the power of the Nether Mask.
What do you say to the man who killed your mother?
So that should be Oxshell in my opinion, but that's okay. Kieran was pretty cool too, actually. I just didn't prefer him.
This is not, as it may appear, an illustration from Gladstone's past. This image is taken from the possibilities of the future.
Very strange, this whole museum concept in this game. That's an area we'll go down when we're ready to leave here. But right now, I still have some items to acquire. It won't take us too long.
Oh.
So hard to see in
Oh.
this game sometimes. So as you can see
Oh.
here, you can kind of manipulate objects. Not implemented that flawlessly, but
Lightning crystal.
lightning crystal. That's that object I talked about in the first game, that the gold gem looked exactly alike.
Oh.
There it is. So is there anything else in this little area? so, but we'll come back to it. Some torches lit here. What's this? Is this a door? Oh, good.
The diorama in this room shows the end of the City of the Ancients. The beautiful city sank beneath the waters after the last of the ancient peoples had left this planet.
We don't need to listen to her that much longer, but
If only I could reach that.
Longsword Prison.
longsword prism. This weapon we'll be using for a while. Has some kind of cool effects. Can we get back? Am I in the water? Oh, that's nice. Luther also cannot swim, so it's quite possible to drown in this game. I've done it quite a few times. Oh. Hey. They're attacking me now because I have the, I didn't know they took speaking stones from me, but they also want the skeleton key back. They don't like that you've taken it. Used all my magic to kill that guy. So we got the sword. Once I grab this item, it's gonna set a trap, so I have to be ready for it. So let's do a quick save. And now our curse is kicked in. So we're a lizard. Can't really call it a trap or anything. That summon, as you can see, we've already acquired a new spell. We have 3 actually, which is Spark, Heal, and now Summon. So as you can see, the whole magic introduction part of this game is less formal than it was in the previous game. But we're the underdog here, there's no one really helping us so much like in the first game. This is what I wanted to get to.
This is the last stone of Bazar. Many similar stones were distributed among the early kingdoms. They were used as funnelers of the magic of the various lands. The Kyra gem and the nodules of Nirban are 2 other examples of investitive gemology of this type.
If you touch these walls that are on fire, it kills you instantly, so... But you can grab these to touch them with.
Fire Crystal.
And it recharges these fire crystals, which you can use to cast Fireball.
Oh.
Interestingly, there's actually no Fireball spell in this game. If you want to ever use Fireball, the only way is to use these Pyropods. You right-click it on your portrait, and it changes the Spark spell to a Fire spell, so I'm not sure why they did that, but it's kind of interesting. So we almost got everything we need in this place. Got my sword, I'll show you that item that we grabbed earlier, this weapon here. Watch.
I suppose people will call me Thor now.
It's kind of a boomerang type weapon. I don't use it very often. There's some parts in the game where it's somewhat useful. Oh, I know what I'm looking for. I need one more of these ivory chips here. I know that there are 2 of them in this place. So as soon as I can find that, we'll get out of here. In order to find it, I gotta smash those pots. So hopefully I can find it pretty quick. There it is. It may seem like all these things do is increase your magic, but they're actually nice to have later in the game, which you'll see why much later in the game. And there's that thing again with Lands of Lore. You get items, you don't know how important they are, you don't always know what they do, you hang on to what you can, and you pray that whatever you got rid of earlier is not something that you'll need later. This game does do a little bit to warn you. Like if you get rid of something you really need to complete a quest, it tries to warn you. This here,
Ancient's Stone.
Ancient Stone, and basically we can use it to cast level 5 of any one of these spells, and I can activate it now. So now it'll just be there ready for use. I like to do that, so you don't have to keep them in your inventory. You can just activate them, but they're still just kind of there when you're ready to use it. Okay, so now that I got everything I wanted in here, we can make our way out of here. Giant worm. It's not the last we'll see of him. Pretty sure I need to go this way. Where is it? Here it is. Okay, so I'm actually gonna put this weapon back on for now. This is going to be our escape route. I'm not gonna click that thing yet. There's a very strange item in this part. It's so dark in this part of the game, and not in a good way, just in that way that you think you need to adjust your contrast or something. But is it? There it is. That's Coco's cap, one of the most mysterious items I've ever seen in a game. I'll use it later and I'll show it to you, but right now I don't want to use it. So now we're gonna go back to that hourglass.
Uh-oh.
You can hear my heart beating there. It's a good time to do a quick save. And now we're gonna start aging really fast. Basically, because everything is aging fast, I think it makes it all decay. You can see Luther there
That was a close one.
Then he goes back to his normal age. So, we are almost out of this place. We're gonna try and find our ride out of here since we didn't use the shining path. So when we come back, well, first I'm gonna kill this guy. Make our way out of the museum and